All right. I want to introduce to you the newest book by Mr. Tom Hines. Now, this is Tom's. I think this is Tom's first. Actually, now he's written a lot of articles for Wood Carving Illustrated and had a lot of projects, but I think they've combined it together into this wonderful little book called 20-Minute Whittling Projects by Tom Hines. And Tom and I have been friends for a long time. We started off on the Wood Carving Illustrated many years ago website, and he is just he's a great carver, a good teacher, and he tries to make things simple for people. He's such a excellent teacher in all this stuff. He really is. And he's now written a book called 20-Minute Whittling Projects. Now, Fox Chapel, their books are they just put out good books. The illustrations, the patterns, all that stuff. In other words, he just does a very, very good job. And Tom has 20 projects here to do. In fact, one of my videos that I did was the 5-minute I went blank on it. Let's see. He's got it in here. Pumpkin pin. 5-minute wizard. I'm sorry. And Tom's. I don't tell him how many of these he's done, but I did a video on that. But he's combined his wonderful little projects into a book that you need to get. It's called 20-Minute Whittling Projects. I think the book is like $10.95, which is very cheap for a carving book. It's compact, and now we're gonna do some of these projects. Do not write me and say, please send me the pattern, because you're gonna have to buy the book. If you want to carve these things, you got to buy the book. I will not send you a pattern. These belong to Tom, and I'm not going to do that. The only time I'll ever send somebody a pattern, maybe a lot of times, is if a book is out of print or they no longer make it or something like that. Otherwise, you're going to have to buy the book. And like I said, you need to buy the book. That's what you need to do. You need to, because they got so many great little projects. Most of them are from 1/4 to 3/4 to 1 inch thick. And he has dogs in here. He's got little horses, Santa Clauses, little farmers, gnomes. Tom's just noted for all his great stuff. And more than that, he's just got good tips in it and everything like that. So it's a great book. And we do a lot of dogs, so I'm not going to do the dog. I'm going to do the little fox first. Let me show you. Let me find a little. There he is. He's got a little fox that he does. Cute little project. And it's made out of 3/4 inch basswood. And it's 2 inches by 2 inches. And here is the little cutout. 3/4 inch cutout. It's 2 inches high, 2 inches long. And so we're going to carve this little. Let me get my glove. I'm sorry. Where is my glove? I'm sorry. We're going to carve the little fox. We've carved a lot of dogs and stuff, and I thought this fox was really cute. Now, Tom is not just an accomplished miniature carver. Tom is a, if you've ever seen, he makes some of the finest Noah's Arks. I mean, he builds the ark, and then he carves all the little animals for it. They're just wonderful, I'll tell you. Very accomplished carver and teacher. So let's start with the little fox here. Let me show you it in the book right here. Again, the pattern for it and all that stuff. Here it is. There's the little fox himself. He goes through the steps. of carving the little fox, and then here's the little pattern for it right there. And as you can see, Tom tells you to here, these little lines are where you separate from the head, and you separate from the legs, and you separate from the tail. So we're going to do that. Here the head will go something like this on both sides. The tail, of course, will come across like this and like this. So let's go ahead. I think the first thing I want to do is to go ahead and bring this tail down a little bit. So we're going to bring it down. Now, at the top of the tail, if you notice, the tail actually comes kind of like this. See? That's how the tail comes, just like that. So you don't want to just cut it straight. We're going to do that. Okay. So here we go. Okay. And we're just going to come down here with this tail. And then we're going to just come up here and we're just going to kind of bring this to a Now, you know this is small stuff, so you want to be careful and not get too much in a hurry. We don't want to get in a big hurry. We just want to. Okay. We're going to. Cute little figure. Kind of get here as you get to, and you just sort of bring that like that. Now, in the end here, you want to be careful. You don't want to put a lot of pressure because you don't want to break the tail. All right, we got the tail kind of looking good, but we're going to probably take a little bit more off. Now let's go ahead and go to the face or the head, and we just do that. We come from the body and we just kind of make the head. Now Tom doesn't separate the legs. You can if you want to, but it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter if you separate them or not, in other words. Okay. And you come down here and you just kind of shape and round. We'll bring the tail down a little bit more. Okay. And we're going to bring the body kind of like this as we go along. Okay. And we bring the... Now, we also have where we have the separation of the front legs and the back legs. Actually, the back legs kind of go like this, in other words. They kind of come out like that, and then the front legs kind of come out like that. See? Same thing here. They kind of come up like this, and then they kind of come back like that, in other words, on the back legs. So what you'll do is you'll make a little cut in here, and a little cut here, and then you just kind of bring the cut in there. See how it separates both of those like that, in other words. And we'll bring it down, of course. But it's the same thing here. You make your little cut here, and you make your little cut here, and then you take this out in here. See? Okay. And that helps. And we're going to bring, of course, we're going to bring this down. We'll bring that kind of down as we look at it. And as we bring the legs down, of course, we then open up this area again, in other words. Now, if you have a very bulky carving glove, be careful, because these are kind of hard to do with. I hate to take this off, but my hands don't hold too good with a glove. I have a problem with one of my hands. Okay. And we're going to bring all this down. And then we're just going to kind of do there we go, kind of do this in here for the back feet. There we go. Same thing over here. Just kind of do a little for the back feet. And then we just slowly begin to bring the piece. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and separate. You don't have to. I'm going to go ahead and separate that foot just a little bit. I'm not going to do it all the way through, but I'm just going to cut a little piece down right here and just kind of bring that up like that and bring that in like that. So I'm going to bring that, I want to bring that foot in like this. In other words, that's his little feet. I'm going to bring it in like that. And I'm not going to completely bring it that way, but I'm going to just sort of see how that looks. See that? Okay. These are real fun to do, and they don't take a long time. They don't take a whole long time. So just gonna come in between there and do this. Come back here and kind of do that. Main thing is make the look at that. See how it looks. Now, like I said, if you want to, I'm going to divide them a little bit, but you want to be very, very careful if you do divide them a little bit like that, because this is very, very thin in here, and you don't want to to break it. So I just separate them a little bit. Doesn't matter if you do or not. Like I said, it all turned out to look good. All right, see that? Now we're going to come back here and we're going to cut a little thing in here, kind of give it a, there we go. And we're going to come back here and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut a little thing in here. I see you don't have to do that down here. Yeah, as I say, you just cut it right there, and you got what you want, and you don't have to worry all that much about it. Okay, let's continue to, and we've got this cut back, so this looks good. Now look at that, see? See how that looks? Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and, now the actual, I think this is, should be just about right as far as the thickness of the tail, as far as the back here. So we're not going to take down any more. And we're just going to kind of, see how I kind of move that knife and kind of do that. There you go. We get kind of that look on it. You don't want to be real strong or rambunctious with a small figure, okay? You just want to, yeah, there you go. Oh, look at that, see? Okay, now let's look at the head, okay? Let's look at the way the head is done on this. Let's look at the head a little bit. Okay. Oh, here it is. Alright, as he shows you the tail, the way you do it, kind of flip it up. And the head is just sort of, it's sort of, we get with the ears up in here, make a cut on the ears, and then you just sort of come forward with the head a little bit. Something Tom says here is avoid hogging off large amounts of wood with one cut, which may split off too much wood. A helpful carver once told me to think grains of rice when removing wood with a knife. Okay, very good. Here's another, prevent breakage. You may find that due to the wood grain direction of the fox's tail is a little weak and could break. Use caution as you whittle the fox's tail. And we have finished, apply, whoa, some kind of glue. I don't know. Cyclosinolate glue. Oh, super glue. Okay. As the place where the tail meets the body. Oh, okay. I guess if, in other words, what he's trying to say is this, is these tails, they're very, very things, so if you want to apply a little super glue to keep it strong, in other words, so it won't break so easy. You give it to a kid especially or something, that's what he's referring to. Tom's got these little, wonderful little things that he tells you about. Okay, now, the head just sort of, if we see here, the head just sort of goes forward with the nose. So that's what we're going to do. First of all, we're going to come to the middle of this head, as Tom shows us, and we're going to cut the two ears. We're going to just go ahead and cut up here. There we go. The two ears. And then we're going to come here, we're just going to kind of make a, well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and bring this forward on both sides, okay? just sort of bring it forward. Get it down a little bit, and then we'll cut it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and the reason Tom will show you that you put a line down the middle so that you can look at it and see, well, how much you take off here, how much you take off here. Okay? All right. I'm sorry. That's my ice maker doing that. I'm in the kitchen. Okay. We'll come back and finish this up.